For me as a Christian, one of the most obscene lies that I think I have come across uttered by Muslims is that Jesus was a Muslim, or Jesus prayed like a Muslim. And of course, some of the verses they quote, and one verse in particular, is found in Matthew 26 and verse 39. And they quote it like this: "And going a little further, he," that is Jesus, "fell on his face and prayed." And then they stop there. But to show the height of the dishonesty of a person that will actually quote this and stop there is that they fail to quote the rest of the verse, saying, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but your will be done." Now, notice how Jesus addresses God. He addresses God as his Father. In fact, when we look at all the prayers of the New Testament that Jesus prayed, on every occasion except one, he is always to address God as his Father. And so I will ask my Muslim friends, when you pray as a Muslim, are you allowed to address Allah as your Father, considering that the Quran says that Allah is the Father of no one? In fact, I would say that if you do address Allah as your Father, you are committing shirk, the unforgivable sin. So if you insist that Jesus is a Muslim and that he prayed like a Muslim, according to the New Testament, Jesus was committing shirk. And as I said a few moments ago, that on every occasion except one, when Jesus prayed, he addressed God as his Father. As we look at one of the reasons that the Jews wanted to kill Jesus was because he was calling God his Father, making himself equal with God. That you can find in the 5th chapter of John. Another passage that Muslims like to quote, trying to disprove the deity of Christ, but I would challenge any Muslim to read the 5th chapter of John and see whether or not any mere prophet, any mere Rasul can make these the claims that Jesus makes in John chapter 5 and not really be be deity. But again, and just in closing, I'm asking for honesty with my Muslim friends, that if you're going to quote Scripture, please quote the entire verse. Please quote it in its context. I try, when I read the Quran and make reference to it, that I try to put it in its context. I try not to read into the Quran any of my Christian presuppositions, but rather allow the Quran to speak for itself. Shabir Ali has a program, television program, Let the Quran Speak. And so I ask my Muslim friends is just let the Bible speak. I won't ask you to necessarily believe the Bible, but I will ask you to treat it with respect. I will ask you to let it speak for itself. And by any careful reading of the New Testament, and especially the Gospels, you can only come to one conclusion: that Jesus Christ lived, died on a cross, and arose again on the third day. And the claims he made about himself are that he truly was the Son of God, something that is denied by Islam. You have to also conclude that he was crucified on a cross, and again, something that is denied by the Quran. That he died, again, something that was denied by the Quran, and that he rose again on the third day. Anyways, this is just a few short thoughts that I wanted to share with my Muslim friends. I'm asking for a little bit of honesty, and to say that if you read the New Testament, the only conclusion that you can come with that Jesus is not a Muslim. Now, I may address some other issues regarding this in some later videos, but suffice to say that we'll just look at the Matthew quote found in, as I said, Matthew 27 and 39, where Jesus fell on his face. Remember, when he fell on his face and when he prayed, he addressed God as his Father, something that you as a Muslim cannot do. Again, thanks for watching.